This week, Jacqueline and I are at Content Christian Media Conference at Capernaum Studios in Poolville, Texas. Instead of our regular episodes this week, we'll be bringing you a series of short bonus episodes from here at the conference. But first, if you're finding this podcast helpful, take a moment to follow or subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And if you think others would be interested in listening, please rate and review to make it easier for others to find. You can leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or podchaser.com.
This is the Faith and Family Filmmakers podcast, helping filmmakers who share a Christian worldview stay in touch, informed, and inspired. Quiet on set. Rolling. Your hosts, Jeffrey and Jacqueline Witt.
Hey, this is Jeff with the Faith and Family Filmmakers Association. We are here at Capernaum. Jacqueline taught a workshop today, and we've been doing a lot of networking and meeting new people. Great sessions and workshops and keynotes and mealtime. Everyone kind of eats in the same room and networks and talks, and we're enjoying it as usual. I'm going to talk today with Benji Wilbanks.
Hi, Jeff. Thank you.
Yeah, Benji and I worked together on Empty Nets here at Capernaum, actually, back in the spring. In fact, Benji was doing sound, and I worked directly with him a lot of the time, operating the boom.
Yeah.
Benji, introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from and the roles that you have in the industry.
Yeah, I live just outside of Fort Worth, Texas, although I'll work anywhere, really. I was on the sound crew for Vindication for the series, and then I've done sound worked on the sound crew for Bringing Back Christmas, and it seems like a lot of things. It all sort of blurs together through the years, but I do more than sound. I've been director of photography on several shorts, and I'm also acting now more. It seems I've aged into being a character, or maybe I just am a character. I don't know.
You did do acting years ago, though, right?
Yeah, when I was a child, I did a lot of theater, and then I did a little bit of TV as I got older. And then one day I was on set, and I just was so bored as an actor because there's nothing to do if you're not doing your scene, but you still have to be there as a sort of breathing prop. And I asked the AD one day if I could work on a crew. And I don't know, about a month later, he called me up and got me on as a production assistant on the original Walker, Texas Ranger. And I don't know why in my mind I thought, well, I'm not acting anymore. Now I'm working crew. Because the crew works really hard on their feet all day long. And now maybe that's it. I'm getting older. My knees hurt. My feet hurt. And I'd like to act.
Yeah, well, on Empty Nets, you were one of the characters. And that's something that our listeners should look for. I'm not quite sure when the release date's going to be. I know it's in editing process right now, post-production. So sometime in the next few months, look for Empty Nets, produced and directed by Nathan Blair. It's also got Leland Clausen, but Benji was one of the characters in that film.
There was a moment in the making of that where I'm used to doing sound on Vindication that stars Todd Terry, and he's in Empty Nets. And in this, I played his henchman. And there was a moment we were shooting a scene where Todd, in the scene, looked at me. And I'm not used to that. On crew, he's ignoring you. And there was a moment he looked at me in the scene, and it just like fully struck. I'm in this movie. And I just started smiling, and I couldn't stop smiling through the take. But it wasn't on me, so we got away with it. But that was a great thrill.
So we are at Content, so let's talk about that for a little bit. I know you've been here a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me your experience and what it means to you.
This is different than any other event I've ever been to. It's different than a film festival, different than a conference. It's kind of has a element of church camp to it. And what's really cool is to be able to come back every year and see the same people over and over and develop these long-term friendships and get to know people, catch up with everybody, and then be able to network and see how you can help people with their project and how they can help back and forth. It's a very supportive environment, very encouraging. And the seminars are informative. There's no threshold for being here. I mean, if you feel called to be here, you don't have to consider yourself a professional to show up. If you come and learn and experience and grow.
Absolutely. There's a wide range because there certainly are people who work exclusively in the film industry and are definitely professionals. Mm-hmm. And there's young people, 14-year-olds wanting to learn. 14-year-olds actually who have quite a bit of experience already. Yeah. But also, I was just talking with somebody in the lunch line a few minutes ago who has a story and has written a book. And somebody said, you should go to Content, to see if you can find a pathway forward to turning it into a movie. But again, that person, no prior connection to filmmaking as such.
And you meet people here, and the more experienced people here that come here are not erudite. Like they're willing to teach and to learn. It's a great place to find a mentor. It's a great place to learn and grow. And even the experienced, more experienced people, I mean, there's things to learn all the time. Mm-hmm. There's no end of education.
Yeah. And you are volunteering?
Yes, I'm volunteering. I'm on the AV team, but I also, acted this morning in Nathan Blair's demonstration. I'm in a panel tomorrow called The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, and I don't know which one I am. So we're going to be talking about some of the harder realities of production life. It's not an easy life. Production is a different lifestyle than most people, I think, are willing to live. In that production, there are never 2 days that are the same. Every day is different. You have to be willing to live life kind of a little bit by the seat of your pants and be willing to go to the places where things are happening. And it's not a 9 to 5. There's not a 401k. Right. There's not a lot of safety net involved. And so just being in a creative endeavor, even like you and Jacqueline know, there's a great amount of faith involved in taking the leap to follow your artistic endeavors.
Yeah. Well, it's been good seeing you again. And
you too. I've missed you. It's been fun. We've had some good chats, and man, this is just great. Yeah. It's great to see you, and it's great to be here at Content.
Thank you for volunteering, because there's a lot of people that work together to make this happen. So I appreciate that, and thanks for taking time to talk with us.
Sure. Anytime, Jeff. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Faith and Family Filmmakers podcast. If you would like email reminders about newly released episodes and more, please sign up at faffpodcast.com/email. That's faffpodcast.com/email. Bringing filmmakers together for faith and family.
That's a wrap.